I was recently asked by somebody on the possibility of doing a twisted cast on in both knit and purl. And I said, of course you can do it. But this person was one of those people who is a visual learner and just couldn't quite master the purl half. So, excuse me, morning allergies. So I'm going to demonstrate first standard twisted cast on and go over some of the details of that, and then show how to do a purl version of it. So for a standard twisted cast on, we start up with a slingshot position. We go under both and out of one. And I like to call this, see, there's our twist. There is the twist right there where we have a full twist. Okay, so let's try this again, and we're going to do up, under, around. The other thing you tend to get in this is something like I call, let me pull this down a bit, sort of a script letter E shape. I'm going to then pick up this yarn, pull it through this loop, and we have a twisted cast on. First one's a little difficult to demo with, so let's do it again. Go under both yarns on the thumb, then down into one, pick up a stitch, bring it through, let the thumb go, tighten it up, and what we have is, and I'll do it again, down, under, pick up a stitch. Now I'm going to watch what I'm going to do with my thumb. I'm just going to rotate my thumb, and what you can see down here is this, is this double twist again of yarn that I'm tightening up by tightening up the thumb. So that's how we do a twisted cast on. In and out, pick up the stitch. Now to do a purl version of this, most commonly, you just reverse the motions and you do to the index finger what you normally do to the thumb, and you do to the thumb what you normally do to the index finger. So we're going to come to the back, under both, and into the stitch. Now there's my script letter A. See my script letter A? But with our index finger, it's actually easier to open the stitch up. There's our double twist right there. And now pick up the stitch from the thumb. Now we need to let go of the index finger stitch and gently snug that. So once again, let's do it again so we have two together. We go to the back, go under both, come up and into the stitch. Move our index finger around in a sort of circle so that that stitch opens up and we can see a double twist on the bottom and an open loop. Pick up a stitch, bring it through the open loop, let go of the index finger, and then snug it up. So let's alternate. A standard twisted long tail, and come through both, twist it. Now watch what I've done. My finger, which was straight, has curled around to open up the loop. I now pick up the stitch, and because the looseness is on the index, not on the thumb, I loosen the index up. So that's now a standard. Let me do that again so you can see what I'm doing if you're not as familiar with a twisted stitch. Though this is not technically teaching this twisted stitch, I'm not going slow enough. So for this one, come to the back, go under both, bring the yarn up, needle up, and into the stitch. Now your straight finger becomes a C cup hook, turn it around, and you have a nice big loop to knit into. In some ways, this is actually easier than this, though you could do the same thing with your thumb. Watch how I bring my thumb down, curl it round. Look, I have a twisted loop that's open. Should we do this again? One more time. under both, into the loop. Bring the index finger towards you, round and straighten it up so that the loop is big and open. Pick up a stitch, snug up the index finger yarn. Under both, into the stitch. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my thumb. I'm going to bring my thumb down, rotate it round so I have a big open loop, and make a twisted stitch. Reverse twisted stitch is under both. Oops, I've run out of yarn. Under both, twist it round to make a loop. Oops, I managed to do that wrong. So let me try again. Since now we can just do the one and not do a review of how we would do it. I'm going to do it as a single forward and reverse, or a single knit and one ribbing sort of thing. So under both, into the loop, twist the index finger around, pick up the yarn that the thumb is holding and snug up the index finger. Under both, into the loop, bring my thumb around to open up the loop, pick up a stitch from the index finger and use my thumb to take up the slack yarn. Doing the reverse. Under both, in, twist the index finger around so that there's an open loop, pick up the yarn, use the index finger to snug up the loop. Under both, in from the back, twist my thumb around to open the loop, pick up a stitch, snug my thumb. Under both, into the loop, twist my index finger around to make the loop big and easy to work into, and pick up a stitch, use my index finger to snug up the loop. The results are a little hard to see, I think, on this image. It retains stretchiness. This yarn is bulky and has almost no stretch. The appearance is slightly different on each side, but it is mirrored on the other side, so it is a nice reversible cast-on edge. You could do this cast-on edge in 2 twisteds normal, 2 twisteds reverse, which is to the index finger, and you could probably do it in odd numbers of knits and purls and however you want. So if you want to do a twisted long tail stitch that is alternately worked in knits and purls, it is possible, and I hope this video has helped you learn how to do it.